Pokémon. I love them, you love them, everyone loves them. But differently than you and I, some people in the Pokemon world don't want to cherish the awesomeness of these creatures and instead use them for their own selfish goals. So today, I'll take a page from their book and try to come up with the best party of 6 Pokemon you could have to make sure you achieve world domination, and that no one will stand in your way. Also, I will not be including legendaries or mythical Pokemon in this list to make things more fun, because if not, I could just get Rayquaza to Hyper Beam the planet. To start things off, my first pick for this video is Beheeyem. I've established a few categories that the Pokemon in this video need to fill, and Beheeyem is going to be my tool for control. But why Beheeyem? Well, in the black and white anime, Beheeyem was the focus of 2 different episodes, both of which show its incredible feats. Beheeyem, Duosion, and the Dream Teeth, and Capacia Island UFO. In Beheeyem, Duosion, and the Dream Teeth, Ash, Iris, and Silent are just minding their business, chilling in the night, when this guy, who calls himself the Dream Thief, uses his Beheeyem to put everyone to sleep and steal all of their Pokemon. And in Capacia Island UFO, Ash and the Unova gang go to this city, and in the next morning, everyone is brainwashed except for Ash and Team Rocket. Because they're stupid. Now, let's stop to think about it. Beheeyem is capable of trapping people in their dreams, manipulating sad dreams, brainwashing an entire city filled with people and Pokemon, and to top it all off, has psychic powers. Beheeyem could be used to first disarm the population of a region off of their Pokemon by putting them to sleep, or even brainwashing them into surrendering them to you. And you know what's the funniest part? The fact that Ghetsis, who tried to take over the Unova region twice, didn't even think to catch a Beheeyem. He'd rather risk it all of a Hydreigon that hates his guts than have an army of cool aliens. But maybe, just maybe, Ghetsis was onto something, because the next Pokemon I picked is Hydreigon. I mean, this Pokemon fits like a glove for any villain, just look at it. This thing seems like it would tear anyone apart and enjoy it. That's why Hydreigon would be used for destruction. Its dex entries are as scary as it looks, so here's a few examples I picked. In Pokemon Black, its dex entry says that this brutal Pokemon travels the skies on its 6 wings. Anything that moves seems like a foe to it, triggering its attack. In Pokemon Sword, it says that there are a slew of stories about villagers that were destroyed by Hydreigon. It bites anything that moves. And lastly, in Pokemon Scarlet, it says, only the central head has a brain. It is very intelligent, but it only thinks of destruction. Do you know what this means for us? It means that we can have a machine of absolute destruction that will attack anything that moves, has the energy to destroy cities, and is smart enough to do it efficiently. So imagine if some people manage to stay out of Beheeyem's mind control. No worries! Hydreigon will level an entire city just to get rid of them. The only downside to having this beast of a Pokemon is that it could very well turn against you in a fit of rage. But I have a solution for that in the form of the next Pokemon on this list. If Hydreigon doesn't want to cooperate someday, that won't be a problem, because I will have Tyranitar ready to go. Tyranitar, just like Hydreigon, is pure power in the form of a Godzilla character. Now, you might be thinking that Tyranitar here is a somewhat repetitive choice, as it fills the same role as Hydreigon, but I can assure you it is way different. My inclusion of Tyranitar in my world domination team is because of imposition. How will I establish myself as a supreme ruler of the world, let alone one region even, if I don't even have a Pokemon to represent me, to represent my empire? I believe Tyranitar is the best pick for a few reasons. The first is that way back then when I was younger, I saw Tyranitar in the Celebi movie, and that scene stuck with me. Tyranitar seemed invincible, like no ordinary Pokemon could take it on. The second reason is that I think the attributes to be my personal bodyguard are pretty much what I would expect from a Tyranitar. I can't risk being attacked, so Tyranitar can shield me, and it is resistant enough since its Pokemon Gold Dex entry talks about how its body can't be harmed by any sort of attack, so it is very eager to make challenges against enemies. The third and last reason is that it can Mega Evolve, And what kind of villain would I be without having at least one cool ace up my sleeve? And besides, Mega Evolution is just awesome. My 4th World Domination Pokemon is Hatterene. This pick may seem odd to people who aren't familiar with its lore and dex entries, but those who know probably understand why Hatterene is here. Hatterene would be my choice for ensuring submission towards my regime. Now picture this, I'm holding a parade to promote my awesomeness and everyone is cheering, but how do I know they mean it? How can I make sure they have grown to accept me as their leader? The answer is Hatterene, but not quite. Hatterene's pre-evolution Hattrem's Pokemon Sword Dex entry says that no matter who you are, if you bring strong emotions near this Pokemon, it will silence you violently. Because of this, I'm assuming that Hatterene can do the same. This ability would allow me to track those who aren't in line and have rebellious thoughts towards me. Also, I could send Hatterene to go after these people and lure them to their own demise, where it would tear them to shreds. Which we saw it do in the episode Must Be Our Heroes and the Witch, where Brock was hallucinating under the influence of Hatterene and wandered deep into the dark forest, where things most likely weren't gonna end well for him if Ash, Misty, and Silent didn't intervene. Speaking of rebellion, the next Pokemon on my team is ideal to prevent it from even forming in the first place. With me monitoring social gatherings in public that are targeted towards deposing me, the only space where people could talk about rebellious ideas would be online. Because of this breach in my security, I would have Porygon Z to take care of it. Porygon Z is the perfect way to have media surveillance. There will always be things out of the reach of a dictator, and those are the scary parts of maintaining a regime. The internet does not help with that. However, I could just send Porygon Z to scour through the digital world, find people talking bad about me online, and have it pop up in their houses through their own computers. Now, my basis for this is Porygon's only episode of the anime, Computer Warrior Porygon, where Ash, Misty, and Brock are transported into the digital world along with a Porygon. That Porygon was able to move through the digital realm without much issue, so I think Porygon Z could do that just fine as well. But you might be wondering, why pick the unstable Porygon Z instead of the controllable and upgraded Porygon 2? Well, I believe that Porygon Z would be more destructive and efficient in getting rid of rebellious people online. I mean, have you looked at its special attack stats? One Hyper Beam and it's bye-bye to all opposition. The final Pokemon of this video. The missing link necessary to dominate the Pokemon world, and it is... Ditto. I saved the best for last because this little blob of goo can cause more damage than any powerhouse I've named in this video. Ditto can help me manipulate the media. Because of Ditto's transformation abilities, it can not only mimic Pokemon but people as well, which could come in very handy. This would give me the power to make it seem like influential people said things they didn't, or even frame others for things I sent Ditto to do for me. Here's an example. I could have Ditto turn into Leon and have him say that Hoenn has too much water or something to create chaos between regions, and have them destroy themselves while I take over. Now, I know what you're gonna say, but Ditto can copy voices, and to that I say, do not worry. I could either have Hatterene make it seem like Ditto is speaking through an illusion, or make Porygon Z use an AI to mimic voices. I know there's no evidence of Porygon Z doing something like this, but if there's a Pokemon that can do it, it's probably from the Porygon line. So, to summarize everything, Beheeyem is used for control, Hydreigon is used for destruction, Tyranitar is used for imposition, Hatterene is used for ensuring submission, Porygon Z is used for media surveillance, and Ditto is used to manipulate the media. These are what I believe to be the ideal Pokemon to conquer the world. Alright everyone, thanks for watching the video. Please let me know in the comments section down below what you think of my picks, and I'll see you next time. Take care.